Hello everybody, my name is Barry, and today I'm going to bring you guys a new series, war analysis video. Well, I guess, yeah, just a war analysis and viewing races and going through my mindset. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this series yet, but I guess we'll see when this video is uploaded. Um, I'm going to try and cover like a certain topic throughout each war analysis. For this first episode, I'm just going to go over just one race. This Peach Gardens race from the recent MKPSI tournament, which was IF versus Mo. And I feel like this Peach Gardens race is pretty interesting to watch. So just start up. So we start this race in two, and we start this race in three, bottom three, right? So what we're gonna do in the beginning is we're gonna have at least two of us stop for the first set. We wanna make sure we have sure. I'm gonna turn this down a bit. Preferably, we want at least one of us be hitting the 8th place box to contest for Bill. Bill is like an incredibly important item in a war, because it basically dictates whoever's getting shock in the bagging battle. Usually, since the last set, if you see my cursor, is over here. Usually, the baggers will sit at last set until like 17 seconds. I don't know exactly. Until they'll go to the chain chomp set to get a box at 30 and pull shock. Since shock is only available after the 30 seconds of the race. But once Bill is in a play, they can ram through the boxes because they have no risk of pulling Bill. Because when Bill's So the reason the baggers sit before boxes is because if they ram through boxes and pull Bill, like it's higher. There's a higher chance to pull Bill when Shock's not in play, like when Shock can't be in play. So if they run through boxes in 10th, they have a really high chance of pulling Bill. And when they pull Bill, if they don't lose it by 30, Shock chance becomes a lot higher, and they lose time, so they'll probably be in 9th. So if a runner pulls Bill in 8th, which is a 2.5% chance, the baggers basically have free roam to go, and it does give the team, like the team's bag, if they pull it first set, it does give the team who has the bill an inherent advantage because they'll just be able to run through immediately, and the bag will be behind a little bit. So you'll see me stop here. Bob starts as well. I think that's Kenzo behind me stopping for it. Yeah, it is. I fully gone. I'm just gonna immediately just golden up here. Wary for Sal's rooms. LT doesn't get a TC. Um, this is an important call out here. A lot of Peach Gardens is just first set. First set does generally decide the race, and LT does make the call out that Taz golden and does not have Shinza first. So I do actually have to watch out for him getting a box of the chain chomp and back spamming. And I'm the only one up here in two, so I really cannot afford to get hit up here. So that is an important call out. You have to call out if first has shrooms or if they golden. Like that is an important call out to make. Just driving up here. Okay, I'm gonna pause up here. So by this point, my teammate tells me that we have Pow, and Pow is a brutal item at this section, right? Pows in general can be incredibly brutal. I'm gonna let the play go out, and I'm gonna run it back and then explain the thought process and how it worked. So I call Pal up here. And after that was up too. So I'm gonna run it back and basically explain what happens. So I look back here. Yeah, I'll probably look back a sec. I look back here. So you see Sal and Roy in 3-4. The chance of them having at least one of them having streams is incredibly high. And I think it's LT who has Power in 5th, so we can get rid of their streams in 3-4. So what I do up here is, know like in the back of my mind, I know they have streams and I have a red in 2nd. So what I want to do, I have to call this pretty well. While I'm coming up here, I call Pow right here, which will target Pow Taz a little bit, so he has to slow down. And the red will knock out all the items he has that can protect the red. So which is generally called a power red. He gets target fired a bit, so he can't really crack it on a wall. So it's in a really awkward angle, so it has a high chance of hitting him. And then also what it does is it powers their 3-4 after the first set, so they don't have chance of getting shrooms. Sal does try to bunk off the wall over here to keep his shrooms, which is a strat to avoid power, bunking off the wall and keeping your item. But he does end up failing it, so this power works out really well for us. At this point, we're top two. Zay tells me he has shrooms in 2 seconds, so I just let him go. And now my job in this race is just back spam the 3-4 and just allow us to break away in top two. I pull out triple nanas here. An important thing with triple nanas, especially when you're in a top two situation, you always want to have at least one protection. You can back two nanas, but you want to keep at least one. So what I'm gonna do up here is, this is a really good backspam turn. I'm gonna pull out I don't pull out my nanas immediately. I want to pull them out before after I go for the turn, so he's basically blind to me, blind to seeing me. I pull them up here, back one tight, and then one wide, so it covers at multiple angles. I do end up getting Roy, I think. No, someone else. Blue shot comes out here. I want to space out really well here, just so just so I have room around Zay, and Zay can dodge his blue, so I don't get hit in it. And he dodges it perfectly. By this point, they're all in the back. LT has a golden in fourth, and the only thing that can really stop us this race is shock, and our bagger is currently in 10th. LT Goldens, and they don't end up pulling Shrooms before 5. What I'm gonna do here is back a green behind the wall, try and catch Roy off guard, but it does not work. At this point, I shouldn't really be chaining boxes in third at all, actually, since top 3 has quite a bit of a break, and there's no shock in play by this point, and I do not want to risk a TC in third. It's kind of a situation when you want to chain in third, but in a top 3 situation with the pack like this, I would not be chaining in third to risk that TC in third. So I would consider this a bit of misplay, but ended up not mattering in the end. Do not get the hop dodge, and you hit the last set box here just for some protection. Get a red, and yeah, this race is basically a wrap at this point. Really close bomb. So, yeah, the point of this race was kind of to demonstrate how brutal Pows can be. Like, for that Pows single-handedly made us go from 2-5 to top 2 immediately. It also allowed LT to run his golden up, like, into a higher spot. So, it's kind of, I want to demonstrate the importance of Pows in this episode, and how a single good POW can turn a bad race into a really good one. Yeah. So that's probably the good plays. I think some of the misplays they did have that race was Sal missing the wall dodge. Obviously, you don't really expect someone to do that, but I think in this meta, like, especially at the high level, it is quite common to see people just bonking off the wall and keeping their shrooms. But yeah, that's probably the only misplay I could really see from that POV, especially since I was at the front most of the race. If you have any feedback throughout this episode, just let me know in the comments, and I'll go over it. Thank you. Have a good